Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jurassic Toys podcast. I'm here with Colin from Jurassic Action Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the first wave of the Jurassic World Survival Toy line for 2025 and 2026.
Awesome.
So to start off with, we've got the Frenzy packs, and we've already seen some of these hit store shelves on October 21st. And the first wave includes Plesiosaurus, Vesperosaurus, Dimetrodon, and Monolophosaurus. Colin, what are your thoughts on some of these figures?
It's definitely funky. But I honestly I really do like the Dimetrodon. I saw a review on it. I haven't gotten it my hands on it myself, but they said the fin is actually really soft plastic, like the Pentaceratops.
Oh wow,
It's no
okay.
longer that hard plastic.
Okay. They seem to have been moving towards using more soft plastic on some of the sharper or like the thin kind of structures on some of these dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, I just realized we should probably have spoken. Jurassic World Survival seems to be a new toy line for Mattel where they're going into the whole mutation aspect of Jurassic World Rebirth. And this entire toy line seems to feature dinosaurs that have been heavily mutated with additional spikes, fins, features, bioluminescence, the whole
Hmm.
nine yards. And you can really evidently see that in the first wave of these frenzy packs. That
Yeah.
plesiosaurus, I think a lot of people have likened it to a deep sea fish with the fact that it's blind and the fact that it has these really bright blue features
Oh
in
wow. I
contrast to
didn't
its
even
dark, yeah,
notice. Yeah,
in contrast to
that's
its
very
dark
cool.
blue like main
Yeah.
coloration. Do you have
Um,
any of these? Do you have any of these at the moment?
I don't have any of these because frenzy packs is kind of hard to find at Target where I live by. But
Yeah,
I will say though, honestly, the deco on all of these are really cool. There's
I
definitely a
definitely
lot
agree.
more paint this time around.
Yeah, and I would say, other than the Monolophosaurus, most of these paint jobs, just purely from a glance, look quite
Hmm.
complete.
Yes,
Like, although the
absolutely.
tails aren't painted, I think what they're doing with the adding additional paint on the bodies and the arms or like the fin
Hmm.
on the Dimetrodon, I think it gives it enough so that it isn't just an entire patch of color nearing the end of the body.
Right, right, right. Not just
Even
like a
casting the legs in a
two-tone.
different plastic color for the Vesperosaurus, I think really makes it look like a complete figure, basically,
Now,
is
how do
what
you
that's what I
feel
mean.
about that figure?
I really like the Vesperosaurus. I was meaning to make a figure of that one at some point. I think other than the fact that it has these really prominent feathers and like that floof on the back of
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
it looks like a really solid figure. I really like it. It looks like a pretty good figure. I can see myself painting this one to look like a cassowary or an ostrich at some point. I think
Ah,
it has I think it has a pretty good sculpt. I really like it. If you can't tell.
nice, nice, awesome.
Yeah. Um. So I don't think we need to talk about the Monolophosaurus. We've had the sculpt multiple times already.
A
It's come in every
thousand
single
times.
camper pack basically at this point,
Right.
and the paint job is
Yeah,
lackluster at best. I think this is just
we can
a
skip.
stocking filler kind of figure at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say I really respect the fact that like 3 out of 4 of these figures are new sculpts, basically. That
Hmm.
Dimetrodon does not seem to be using the old sculpt at all.
No.
The Plesiosaurus does not seem to be using its old sculpt at all. This is a very new Plesiosaurus.
Hmm.
And I think one thing that I've noticed with this line's designs, it seems like the base designs for this line are very paleo accurate.
Hmm.
So that Plesiosaurus has like the fins and stuff all seem more accurate than their previous iterations. The
Yes.
Vesperosaurus looks pretty accurate aside from the feathering. Um,
I
the
really like the
Dimetrodon, I
color
would
on
not
them
say is
too.
accurate. I would not say that the Dimetrodon is accurate, other than the fact that the sail shape actually is more accurate than it used to be.
Hmm.
It's got that
Hmm.
steeper rise near the head as opposed to the very generic, like semicircle looking sail
Yeah,
that it
like a
had in the
Spinosaurus.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spinosaurus. But yeah, so that's the first wave of frenzy packs. Second wave, we've seen images for. It seems to be Pharaoh Spectrovenator, and a new version of the Jurassic World Rebirth Velociraptor. What are
Yes.
your thoughts on these three figures?
I don't think I need any of those. Well, I have the Raptor already from the
Yeah,
Jeep. So, but the other two, just between the deco and then just the scope, it's kind of all over the place. Like you said,
yeah,
the
uh,
last wave is more paleo looking, and this time
yeah.
this looks like a goofy cartoonish.
I think the Pharaoh
Yeah.
Draco
Hmm.
has a pretty good sculpt.
Hmm.
I think it's let down by its paint job. And I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would disagree with that. I think a lot of people have likened this to a Chatmate toy or something like that. I
Yeah.
think making a
Yeah.
pure
I
black
can see that.
pupil and having the very muted kind of like pinky kind of color on the beak contrasting against the red does not
Hmm.
really work on this figure.
No.
Um,
No.
patterning wise, I would not say it's great either. It's just wing patterning. Uh,
Right.
I think they were trying to replicate a Pyroraptor kind of situation here. I don't know
Okay.
if
I
you
can
can kind of see that here, I feel like.
kind of
But
the color.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think the color scheme doesn't really work for me. If I were to get this, I'd get it to do a repaint on it. Um,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
sculpt is pretty accurate. The sculpt is pretty
Hmm.
paleo accurate to some extent.
Hmm.
It's not a lot of teeth, is it? But they're
No.
all individually molded teeth, so I'll give them that. The
Yeah.
Spectre Venator, on the other hand, I think is an absolute monstrosity of a figure. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
disagrees with that.
From the
Um,
deco to the scope.
sculpt, deco, detail, patterning, everything. This is not no.
No.
You can very barely make out a Carcardontosauri and kind of head on it. Other than that, no, absolutely not. This
Yeah.
looks nothing like a Spectre Venator. The color is just a puke yellow kind of color, and the
Yeah.
patterning just does not do it any good. There's no point talking about this one at this point. Like I don't think anybody wants to get this one at this point.
No, I don't think so.
Uh,
And then the
the
raptor.
Raptor is basically really it's just the Rebirth Raptor, but without the cream paint on the lower belly and the lower jaw. It seems
Hmm.
so that makes it really lackluster in terms of the figure. We have seen that before, basically, in terms of them cutting some paint from a movie line figure and re-releasing them in the Frenzy Pack line. So I'm not
Right.
surprised by it, right? But
Right.
I don't think anybody's going to be picking that one up. I think it's a pretty good way for people who are new to the line to pick up a Velociraptor from Rebirth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other
All
than
the
that,
kids
not
on the
much.
line. Yeah. No.
Now we've not us specifically, but the
Hmm.
community has pulled together and managed to scrape through some online resources, and we found out the names of some of the other species in this assortment.
Yes.
These include the Mutodon, a Pachycephalosaurus, another Mutodon, the Champsosaurus, Rhamphorhynchus, and I believe, yep, that's all of them for the frenzy
Yeah.
packs.
And that's
Yeah,
what, 3 waves then?
yep, that's I'd say 3.5 maybe.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. Okay.
We haven't seen Frenzy Pack Mutodon sculpts yet. We have seen the ultimate damage ones, which we will get to at some point.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing a Champsosaurus. I'm looking forward to seeing the Pachycephalosaurus back again in a Frenzy Pack assortment because we haven't actually had a Pachycephalosaurus that wasn't a strike attack, basically.
Right. Right.
So
And the fact that it might be a new scope.
it
So,
might be, it's very likely
yeah.
to be a new sculpt that's heavily mutated.
Yeah.
And realistically, someone, okay, I think I was telling you this before, right? Technically, you can go for a mutation theme, right? But if
Hmm.
you look at the fossil record, there's so many species with all of these crazy horns and plate features that they could
Right.
have used. There are a bunch of dinosaurs with really strange features. You got Dinochirus, you've got um you got that Dinochirus, you got Acrocanthosaurus, who that already have giants, basically sails or humps and like giant
Right. Right.
claws and stuff. And I really don't think any of us would complain if you put more spikes on an acro or if you did ridiculously long claws on a Dinochirus.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't feel like they needed to use some of these more bland or vanilla species and just hype them up
Hmm.
so much.
Hmm.
Pachycephalosaurus, if they do a really cool kind of like horn keratin kind of structure on its head, I can understand that. But if they put spikes all over its body, I'm less inclined to get it.
Yeah, I can see. But I can also see that happening.
Yeah.
I can see
To be
that
fair, they
happening.
haven't done that bad with the pterosaurs as we're going to get to the Dimorphodon. So hopefully the Rhamphorhynchus should be fine. Champsosaurus,
Yeah.
I don't really know what it's going to look like. We don't really have a basis for it. So let's see. Let's see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the strike attacks, we've got four figures that we've already seen. I believe you have some of these.
Yes, I got the Dimorphodon and the Cosmoceratops. I did not find the Dilophosaurus yet myself.
Okay.
But the Morphodon is amazing. So it's a
Yeah.
brand new scope, and then I really enjoyed the color. It's really vibrant.
Yeah. And it seems like Mattel is making strides in terms of building more complete paint jobs. There are still some misses. That Monolophosaurus and that
Mm,
Spectral Venator are key examples, right? But
yes,
on flatter surfaces, like on the wings of some pterosaurs, they have been investing in this tampo printing kind of technology, and
yes,
it seems to be paying off here because
yeah,
I think that is quite possibly the most vibrant and the most detailed and intricate patterning we've ever seen on a Mattel figure in terms of like wings and stuff.
right. Because you have that, and then you got Cosmoceratops basically in two tones, and they
Yeah,
shrunk her down even smaller than
yeah.
the one from Dominion.
So yeah, I think we can say that the Morphodon is a pretty damn good figure. I'm very much looking forward to picking that up at some point. But yeah, the Cosmoceratops. Oh
They
god.
shrunk her down.
They've made it absolutely tiny. They've added spikes to its tail when it's not meant to have spikes on its tail. The nasal horn does not look right at all. The brow horns don't look right. The head sculpt is slightly iffy.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a good figure. It's
No,
not.
I'm not. I don't think I'm
No.
picking this one up. The paint job is also very, like you said, two-tone, except
Yeah,
for the
it's
horns. I think it basically is the horns are taking up the bulk of the paint
yeah,
like
the
money
budget.
here. Yeah. We've got Nano Tyrannus, which is a re-release from last year. As most of you listening in would know, the Nano Tyrannus has recently been confirmed to be its own species. In fact, two species, very impressively. So it is kind of fitting for them to re-release the Nano Tyrannus. The sculpt on this is goofy. I'm very
And
50-50 on it.
yeah,
If this was a Jurassic version of Nanotyrannus, I agree. This is basically a Jurassic Nanotyrannus because that head sculpt is very like Jurassic Rex looking.
yes, it looked like they shrunk down an adult Rex.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
overall, it's an okay figure. I haven't gotten it.
yeah,
I might get it at this point, given the fact it's an actual species now.
yeah.
I
It's
don't
it's
have
not
many
a bad
comments for
figure.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
In terms of the Dilophosaurus, I've watched Andy's review.
yes,
It's supposedly a bit smaller. The action feature is interesting. It kind of tilts its head to the right, opens its mouth, and has this small, like venom looking thing that kind of comes
hmm
out of its mouth.
hmm. And
Um,
I kind of like it. No frill,
no frill.
something
Yeah,
different.
this is the first time. This is one of the first times that they've ever made a Dilophosaur
Yeah.
with no frill, and yeah, I really like that. The only thing is, the posing and the jaw looks really, really messed up.
hmm hmm.
I think if you squint, you can really see that it's basically a T-Rex head that's been compressed at the front.
Oh God, just like a Hasbro Jurassic
Yeah,
World
it
one.
is giving Hasbro this one. The paint job is okay. I don't
Hmm.
think it's great. It's not remarkable. The clothes on the tail, not great. Clothes on its neck, I'll
Yeah,
take. Clothes on the tail, I think are a bit much for the Dilophosaurus. I
yeah,
think if they made this one a roar, okay, not a roar exactly, but made it slightly bigger, put it in a normal
that would have
looking
been cool.
pose,
That would
maybe
have been
giving it a
cool.
novel paint scheme, you
Hmm.
know?
Reimagined.
Yep. We will get to that because Reimagined is taking a interesting turn. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'd say the Dilophosaur, let's say, is a 60-ish or maybe a 50 out of 100.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Yeah.
think the pose really,
The pose
eh,
really hurts it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And the head sculpt really does hurt it, I feel like.
yeah.
It's a really wide head for the Dilophosaurus. And the
Like you're
proportions
saying
just
that
don't
the
seem right.
quills kind of threw everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in
it's
terms
disappointing.
of predicted species or species we scraped up, we've got the Mutodon Apostosuchus as well as Esmenosuchus, Scelidosaurus, Deinonychus, Dromaeosaurus, Scutosaurus, and Dumpleosteus, which I'm very much looking forward to.
I'm actually looking
Um,
forward to a lot of these.
yeah, it's the first time we're getting Deinonychus and Dromaeosaurus,
Yes.
and I think we've been asking for these two raptors for a very long time. And given the fact that we've got two different ones in the same
Yeah.
line, they have the chance to do, if they want to, they can do a very accurate one, and they can do a very Jurassic one. And I
Yeah.
don't think
But definitely will be
it would
different.
detract from their sales because
Yeah.
technically they fought the other one in the line as well. If
Right.
anything, it makes it more different enough so people buy both of them. So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that one of these is a very accurate looking Dromaeosaur or Deinonychus here. Um, Alternatively, they could go crazy and make the Jurassic World Evolution Deinonychus.
Oh gosh, with
Uh,
the crest.
yeah, the tadpole one, or they could make a new. They could make the new one. They could make the new one. The new one looks slightly better.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Mattel also seems to be doing a lot of early Triassic to Permian-ish species. So we've got
Yes.
Paustosuchus, Estamenosuchus, and Scutosaurus. We've seen Paustosuchus and Scutosaurus before. I think we're
Yes.
gonna get mutated versions of these guys. I think that the very armored backs of both of these very much lend themselves to having mutations and stuff. So
Right.
I think it's gonna be a case of if you like how it looks, get it. If you don't like it, you've got your original kind of thing.
Yeah.
The only two that I think are going to be interesting to see are the Asmonasuchus and the Dunkleosteus,
Yes.
because the Dunkleosteus, we've seen part of it in Rebirth. If they
Yeah.
heavily mutate it, it could look really weird. Because in and of
I,
itself, Dunkleosteus is already very strange looking.
and I hope that they don't mutate it too much because it seems like they're covering for rebirth. Like as
Yeah.
you can see with Mutadon. Mutadon is
It
everywhere
does
now.
seem like they're covering for Rebirth and like they didn't have the chance to make mutated
Yeah.
figures for Rebirth's line. So they're doing it now. Like this
Yeah.
could be Rebirth's line, like if you wanted that to be.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, no, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to those two myself. So yeah, I'm
Estamenosukis,
excited.
I think a lot of people have wanted to see for a very long time, especially since it's been in the Kenner line at some point. I
Yes.
think if they do a pretty good one, it wouldn't be that bad. If the spikes are too much. Because Estamenosukis is very funky in and of itself.
Yeah. With all that
But
extra crest.
it's a synapsid. It's meant to be mammal and reptile like, and I don't want it to have like a very armored back. I don't want it to have ridiculously large spikes or horns. Frankly, I quite like a normal looking one, but I don't think
Right,
they're gonna do
'cause
that. I think the back's gonna be like crocodile scales and stuff at this point.
and especially like you said, it already looks funky as is. Like I
It
don't
is
think you
it
need
is
to
one of the
add
funkiest
any.
animals on the planet at this point. Genuinely, I think is. Scelidosaurus, I can see them doing very accurately, given the fact that they did Borealopelta very, very well. I can also see them screwing this one up and making a ridiculously spiky boy.
I can
Um,
see that too,
yeah,
utilizing all the extra spikes.
yeah. And the thing is with ankylosaurs, the distribution of spike lengths does have a very big impact on the look of it. So
Hmm.
I can see this going really badly. I really hope it doesn't because I really like Scelidosaurus. I've been really looking forward to getting one at some point. So hopefully they don't screw this one up.
Hopefully not.
Okay, moving on, we've got the Wild Wars. We've got a grand total of 8 species that we know the names of. We got Pteranodon brachioceneus, Afrovenator, Ceratosaurus, Cryolophosaurus, Metriacanthosaurus, Stomatosuchus, and Triceratops.
Right,
Do you have any of
Ceratops.
these at the moment?
Yes, I have all four of the ones that is pictured currently. I got them
Okay.
at Target. Um, One thing I will say this year, I do enjoy, they added lights to it, like LED lights to the each of the figures. So now you get sound, an action feature, and lights.
Yeah.
And Mattel actually did really well with different lights. So you're not just getting red battle damage lights. No,
Yeah.
you've got yellow lights, there's blue lights, there's green lights.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
And I think I was telling you this before, right?
Hmm.
It's a very cool feature. Kids will love it, right?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
increases the value like the value proposition for these figures.
Yeah,
And if you're a collector, you never have to press the button technically. So, or you can take the
right.
batteries out and these will display perfectly fine on your shelf.
Yeah. But
Sculpt and paint
they're
wise, I
pretty.
think paint
Yeah.
jobs are all fine for these ones. I don't have
Yes.
major issues with any of these paint jobs. I think the
Yes.
Afrovenators like counter shading could go lower or down, but I think that is just a thing that we're gonna have to deal with from now on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is
Brachioceneus, I think, has a
got a
pretty cool.
little.
Yeah.
No, that one I was gonna say the Afro Venator had like a funky little tail. Like
Okay.
it's really short and then it curves. So
Uh
it's a little weird.
yeah, the body proportions in the Afrovenator. Okay, let's just talk about the Afrovenator at this point, right? The
Yeah.
Afrovenator, I think the base head sculpt looks really good. I think the base head
Yes.
sculpt is a very accurate Carcharodontosaurus head sculpt. The nasal horn, I think everybody's gonna like have their own opinions on it. I don't
Yeah.
like it that much, but at the same time, you can sound it off if you don't want it. I think
Yeah.
paint job wise, pretty good. Again, lack of counter shading down to the tail.
Hmm.
Feet proportions and like the front of the body proportions, I think are fine. I think that the distance between the arms and the legs are quite short.
Yeah.
I think that the distance between I think the length of the tail is also quite short. So overall body proportions could do with some work, but I think that's just a limit of the Wild Roar kind of size at this point. And
Yeah, because it has to fit in that size package kind of
yeah,
thing.
and you need to be the head's not big enough for kids to be able to play with them. So like,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Pteranodon, I think, is a pretty good looking figure. I think the paint job's interesting, right? I think the neon green
Hmm.
and the
I
cream
like it.
plus. You like
Yep.
it?
Yeah, it really pops. And this
Okay.
one actually have blue lights. So it's
Oh,
pretty cool.
okay.
Yeah. But I
Yeah, I
will
can
say, I wish it could do what the Quats can do in
and stand on its two leg. Yeah,
yes. That would have been a awesome
I
figure.
think that does that increase the piece count that much? Not really, technically. They could have done it.
I feel like they could have, but
Does it have a
was there
flapping
any?
feature?
No, it does not. It only so his little
Ah,
feature is he opens his mouth, closes his mouth. His legs are articulated, but he does not have neck articulation. I was just gonna ask, have we ever had
okay.
a pteranodon with neck articulation?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so
The Primal Attack one, Sound Surge one had neck articulation, definitely, to my knowledge. The thing is, it could really be them trying to reduce piece count.
not true.
Uh, because if there isn't a flapping feature, there's
Mm,
no joint at the shoulder, so you couldn't do the walking pose anyways. And if you don't
right,
have neck
right.
articulation, like if you don't have space for a neck joint, it's also very difficult to pull a cat's ear.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they're not doing it on a Roar of War figure, but we saw how they did it on the Rebirth Loomis set
Yes.
Pteranodon. So maybe we'll get a re-release of that one in a single pack at some point. But yeah,
Hopefully. But and then they added a little bit more on the crest. On the back of the crest, there's like an extra like crest going on.
membrane
So it's
kind of
not
thing.
just
Yeah, I can
yeah,
see that.
yeah. So
Yeah, I think that makes it
I
more accurate. I think the Pteranodon and the Brachiokennius are very accurate sculpts.
yeah,
I don't have much to say about the
totally.
Brachiokennius. I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of monster-like, but like overall,
It's
pretty good.
very I was gonna say it looks very humpback whale from the bottom.
Okay.
It actually has silver paint too. Like so it's actually
Oh,
pretty nice. Yeah.
okay, interesting.
These four
Yeah,
I do
they
like them.
they've gone very marine with the marine ones
Yeah,
this year for some reason. So maybe
I like them.
Dunkleosteus is gonna look very shiny or like metallic or something, which would be cool to be fair.
Oh, but then this on his little flippers, that is the weird part. He has this stuff from the Chaos Theory, the battle damage
The
kind
battle
of
damage scarring, I can see that. Yeah,
yeah. So that
it
figure
could.
does have it.
Yeah, I think when you look at the lines as a
Hmm.
whole, you do see a lot of figures that feel like they should be they feel like they're out of place. That they feel like they should be in the previous toy line and they've been
Maybe
moved
a
around.
leftover figure. Right, right.
Yeah. Moving on, we've got the
Okay.
Ceratosaurus. The Ceratosaurus, I believe it looks like the Hypocerato from the Ark, is what people are saying. Paint job wise, it seems like the right copy. Sculpt wise, it also looks like quite a copy.
Right.
I think the base sculpt looks fine. If they did a very accurate Stratosaurus, I would have liked it a lot more. But the unicorn horn on its nose right now
The
is quite
unicorn
off-putting,
horn.
I have to
Yeah.
say. So I'm very 50-50 on this one. We've also
In
got, yeah,
person, it's not bad. I mean, as far as
okay,
the deco on him,
yeah.
the
I mean, the deck is
really
fine on
nice.
this one.
Yeah.
I think the sculpt is the main issue.
But the horn, yeah, the
Hmm.
giant horn.
I think the other three that have been revealed can fit into your collection pretty well. I think the Cerato is a bit of a wild card here.
Yeah, yeah.
We've also got four figures that haven't been revealed. We've got Cryolophosaurus and Metriacanthosaurus, Stomatosuchus, and Triceratops. What are your thoughts on some of these species choices?
Um, I'm kind of disappointed that Triceratops is back in Wild Roars again. You know, I thought we finally moved moved away from the
Well,
tiny
to be
one.
fair, we have
Hmm.
had pretty bad experiences with our larger Triceratops at the moment,
That's
haven't
true.
we?
Yeah, yeah.
Specifically, that Dino Track Epic Evolution one or that Dino Trackers one. I really hate that Triceratops.
Yes, that one, the one with the expanded
Yeah,
neck.
and the one with yeah, with the crackly back. No, I absolutely hate that one.
Yeah,
No, I'm not getting that
yeah.
one. I'm not planning on getting that one. I don't have it. Cryolophosaurus, I can
Uh,
see them doing something very funky with, especially with the crest.
Absolutely.
Metriacanthosaurus, I think they're gonna do something funky with the crest as well. I hope it doesn't go too crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
I did like the original figure.
yeah. Which one would that be? The Roar of War one, or would that be the Hammond Collection one?
Oh, well, actually,
Because the
I
Hammond
think it
Collection one
was
actually looks good.
the
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 original
it's the
Roar of
Hammer
War, I would not
collection.
say it looks good.
No, it was the Hammer collection. Yeah,
Hammond Collection, yeah.
because there was one that was just kind of slanted. It couldn't really
Yeah,
stand.
that
No,
no,
that's
that
the original.
the original Metriacanthosaurus
Yeah,
sculpts,
that
all three
that
of
one
them,
wasn't too
not
exciting.
great. Stomatosuchus is just a crocodilomorph. It's going to be interesting to see.
Hmm.
Um, it's a really good species diversity actually this time.
Yeah.
We've got all different groups of species around here this time, which is interesting. We're going to see them do mutations on a lot of different groups. Um, yeah,
Not much new species though.
not not many
Three
new
out of
species, but most of the
Yeah.
old species are getting redone, and I think
Yes.
that helps reinvigorate the line, especially when we've had 7 years of some of the same sculpts for some of these species,
Well,
basically.
that's true. Absolutely.
And I think with like break year lines, so between movie lines, having some of these cooler or like, more experimental designs kind of helps keep this franchise alive, keeps kids
Hmm.
interested, kind of stuff. So I don't have that much of an issue with most of these. So yeah.
Okay.
With regards to gigantic thrashers, we got four species, right?
Right.
I think let's first discuss the two that we've seen, and then let's discuss the potential other ones for this line. Because we've had some
Correct.
theories, we've had some rumors. What I have down right now might not be the final assortment.
Right.
Let's first talk
Right.
about
Right.
the Gorgosaurus. What do you think?
I actually have it in hand. I don't particularly like it.
Okay.
Um, the tail spins around,
Yeah.
so it's a little weird because even when you pose it, it can turn upside down on you, the tail,
Gods,
and it
yeah.
just looks very unfinished. Like if you look at
Yeah, the paint scheme on this one really
it's
hurts it.
yeah, very
We have been
unfinished.
asking for a Gorgosaurus for a very long time, and this is not the one I would have wanted to see.
No,
Um,
no,
I
not with
don't
all
like
the
the fact that it
extra.
has 4 rows of spikes on its tail. I don't like the fact that the paint job is terrible. I don't like the fact that the
Yeah,
action feature is a spinning tail. I think that's quite
and
ridiculous.
also the back, the spike comes up from his back.
Oh, great. Of course it does. Moving on to the Stegosaurus, right? I think the base sculpt, like the Gorgosaurus, technically is pretty good. It's just they've added plates and spikes where they shouldn't
Yes,
be.
yes.
Um, they just look really gnarly. The overall base sculpt, again, Gorgosaurus, Stegosaurus, both are quite paleo accurate. It's just the insane amounts of scutes and horns and plates and
That
messed up
they added
features. Yeah.
to, yeah,
The
for
paint job on
the
the
product
Stegosaur, I think, is
evolution.
pretty cool. Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Something different.
If the black pattern and continue on the tail, I think it would have looked even better.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't think we're going to honor this one by even giving it a discussion of its action feature because I think its action feature is ridiculous and stupid.
Oh,
Uh,
it's just as stupid. Yes.
yeah. I think a tail thrashing action would have worked. I don't think extending tails is a feature
No,
that we should be adding onto our dinosaurs. Neither is spinning
no.
tails. But I digress.
Yeah, no.
Supposedly we've got a Torvosaurus and a Tylosaurus coming.
Hmm.
Now, Colin yesterday did find out, as of recording this today, um, on the 24th of November, Colin found a listing on Walmart that says that there is going to be a juvenile Titanosaurus in this wave, in the next wave,
Right.
with a description that describes a gigantic Fractious Pleurodon. And this description seems to be in line with other descriptions for the Gorgosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Torvosaurus that have been found.
Yeah.
And The only issue is that the listing comes up as juvenile Titanosaurus. The description comes up as Liopleurodon, and on other retailer sites, it's coming up as Hylosaurus. Now, whether this is meant to be a Titanosaurus at some point, we're not sure. At the moment, there is a chance that, in my opinion,
Hmm.
that they were originally planning on making either a Tylosaurus or a Liopleurodon, and they've
Right.
gone ahead and they're going to release either the Tylosaurus or Liopleurodon, with the Liopleurodon being my, given the fact that there's an actual official description written already,
Yeah,
the
which I'm
bet is that
inclined to think.
it's
Yeah.
going to be Liopleurodon purely for marketability. But I don't think they've actually changed the sculpt. I think it's going to be a rebirth situation where they had a Euoplocephalus sculpt and they're renaming it Ankylosaurus. I think they had a Tylosaurus sculpt, they're renaming it Liopleurodon.
Yeah, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
definitely see that.
With regards to Torvosaurus, I don't know how this is going to look. I hope it's not too armored like the Gorgosaurus. I hope that it's pretty paleo accurate. We've
Spinning
heard that
tail and all.
its tail is going to thrash or spin, or what did the description say?
Something along the line of like a rattlesnake.
Ah, yes, a rattlesnake action in the Torvosaurus tail. So that's going to be interesting. The Tylosaurus or Liopleurodon seems to have expanding teeth again, retractable teeth, just like the all T-Rex,
And thrashing action.
and thrashing action because of course it has to. Uh, so that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm really hoping that the Tylosaurus is gonna look kind of like the Jurassic Park the game one, purely because I think a lot of us have really wanted that as a figure at some point
That
since we've
would have
gotten the,
been, yeah.
yeah, because we've gotten the Herrerasaurus, we've gotten the Troodon. It's about time we
Yeah,
get the Tylosaurus from Jurassic Park the game.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they would just add what the description said with double roll of teeth. That wouldn't be too
Yeah,
bad.
so it's got retractable teeth, and I think we've seen that in some of the other figures recently.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be too crazy. We
No,
shall see though.
we shall see. In terms of deluxe figures, we don't officially have a T-Rex. We don't officially have confirmation for a Spinosaurus or Ferrozenosaurus, technically, although these have
Hmm.
been rumored and leaked at some point. We don't have the full listings for them. We don't have their descriptions, so I'm not putting them here for now. What we
Not
do
yet.
have is confirmation because it's released, the Charge and Trump Carnotaurus. What are your thoughts on it? Because I think you have it on shelves at the moment,
I
Colin.
I have to figure. I will say, it's a great toy for a kid.
Okay.
Um, but that is stuck in that pose, like that photo in front of you.
Yeah.
So, but the deco, I would say they really went all out. There's lots of deco in this one.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful toy. It's a beautiful toy. It reminds me of the one from Disney.
Disney's dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I you know what? It's not bad because
Yeah.
it's a brand new scope. They could have just rerun
It's finally
Toro.
got the more accurate arms again from,
Yes.
yeah. So it's got really tiny arms. I think body proportions are pretty good on this one. I think the slight dip in the
Yes.
back is detracting slightly, but not really that much. I
Yeah.
think the posing is an interesting choice. I like it because only because Carnotaurus is just known to be great at running and especially
Hmm.
straight lines and stuff. So I don't have that much of an issue with this running position.
Yeah.
Uh the lips with the really exaggerated horns, I think make it look kind of interesting. I think it's an interesting choice, but I agree with you in terms of the fact that I really like the paint job.
Yeah. No, the paint job is really really
So yeah,
nice.
I'm
And
this one is I'd say this is like a 70 out of 100 for me. I think I might pick it up. I think it's pretty high up on there.
I think this is a let's wait for a sale.
Mm. Okay, so this year Dino Reveal is making a comeback again, and it's really expanding now. We only had mystery tubes last year, and I know Colin's got some mystery tubes for this year's line, which I haven't included here.
Oh,
But
yes.
I think the two main figures that we want to discuss are the Concavenator and the Orcoraptor. Now, we've gotten both of these species before in the main line. Concavenator seems to have to say a very similar sculpt.
Yes.
Orcoraptor seems to have completely changed because if you guys remember from the Dominion line, I believe, or the Dino Trackers line, Orcoraptor had a very pot-bellied, large head,
Yeah.
short
Yeah.
body kind of sculpt.
And huge
Very
claws.
and massive claws, Freddy Krueger claws. So this is it's a welcome new resculpt for the Orcoraptor. I think it looks incredible. These guys come with a peel off feature. That's a one-off kind of thing. So they're gonna
Yeah.
come wrapped in this black goo that also has paint on it. And then they reveal these more funky colors on underneath it. What are your thoughts on this?
Would you say these are like the basic 6-inch figures?
Probably, but now that
Kind of
they've got
similar, huh?
yes, but they've got individually molded teeth and they've got jaw
Uh,
articulation.
um, I
So
I
yeah,
I like it. I like it. It's
I'm
fun for the kids. Like
it's
my
fine for the
nephew,
kids. I think
yeah, my
that the
niece
paint
loves
jobs
it.
are a bit much, especially on the Orcraptor. But other than
Yeah,
that, I think I really like the sculpts. The sculpts both look really good on these ones.
yeah. No, I
Yeah.
because the dino reveals are usually pretty fun, and even this year they went ahead and did ultra rare.
Mm.
So there's metallics deco on the certain ones, so it's pretty cool. I mean, you still get the code on the bottom of the tube, so you know what you're getting still. So that's pretty fun.
Okay.
And I believe these two are individually boxed, so you know what you're going to be purchasing.
Yeah. Okay, now moving on to the brand retailer exclusive lines. We first got the Ultimate Damage line. Now we know of two different SKUs for this line at the moment. We've got a set of two Mutadons and we've got an
Mhm.
Allosaurus. What are your thoughts on these figures, Colin?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm picking up the Mutadon. I mean, I guess I would have to see how they look compared to the Strike Attack and the Danger Pack ones,
Yeah,
because this line seems to scale up the dinosaurs to fit the
that too,
price
yeah.
point. Yeah, so I don't know
I
if
mean, in
I
this
really,
case, you got two of them, so they might have scaled them
yeah,
down, if anything.
potentially, yeah.
Hmm.
But they look pretty good to me.
Really?
The one on the left, I don't really think I really care for the one with the wing flapping up.
Mm. I think the
Uh,
proportions are really bad on this one. I think they're really skinny looking. I don't think they look right at all, frankly.
but do you think it's because of the ultimate damage?
If anything, the ultimate damage feature should make the torsos bigger, right? Just to add more space for them to put the lights and stuff.
True, true, true.
So it's very strange to see that they've turned the Mutadon into this really like narrow, thin looking creature that looks more like the creature from like the Black Cauldron looking animatronic things.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the one flapping wings on top, definitely not what I had in
No,
mind.
no. The wing flapping
And
up actually makes it look more normal in terms of the fact that it looks like there's muscle bulk behind it, but there isn't.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
just really thin. It looks like a sausage. Like I don't know what the hell. I don't know what they were thinking with the
Oh
sculpt,
yeah,
frankly.
yeah. Okay, I can see that. And the
Yeah,
Allosaurus,
paint app wise for the Mutant I also think it's not very accurate, but I can see that that's a limit of it being a toy. So yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say the color isn't what I had in mind,
no,
but the Allosaurus, I think honestly at this point I'm kind of Allosaurus out.
yeah, I can understand that. I think for this one, I think the base sculpt again, like some of the previous figures, very
Hmm.
paleo accurate. I think
Hmm.
I like the fact that there's so many small teeth now because of the individually
Yes,
molding feature that they've used.
yes.
I like the paint job on this one, but there are a couple things I really hate about this figure. There are
Such
three major
as,
things. The
hmm,
first thing is the weird um curve to its spine. It's got this weird hump over its legs as opposed to a very
hmm,
smooth kind of back.
yes,
It's also got all of those extra spikes and stuff on its tail, specifically like the down curving ones, which are really strange to me.
yes,
And
yes,
the last gripe I have is I know it's the ultimate damage line, right? But it's got these
right,
really obvious scars all over it, even in the places where there aren't
yes.
any LEDs and the scars aren't painted. So it's like I
What's
don't
the
see a point
point?
in having them almost.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Because other
I
than that, this is a like if the spine was curved normally and they released this as a gigantic Thrashers, I would have bought it.
yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Because I think overall the sculpt is pretty good. The only issue is random spikes, which would fit with the main toy line, and the
Yes.
weird curve to its back.
But I wonder if that tail, can you flip it upside down so the spikes would be
I
on the
don't
top?
think so, right?
It doesn't
Because
look like it.
yeah, it seems like it's a solid piece. B, it also seems like the back scutes kind of continue very smoothly onto its tail, so I don't think it's meant to be flipped
That's true.
over.
That's true.
But yeah, ultimate damage has always been one of those like you either like it or you don't, and it's also very gimmicky. So
But I
the fact that we're
love the
getting anything
Scorpius
in it,
Rex
to
though.
be fair, is just purely for fun at this point.
Yeah, but the Scorpius Rex came from that line. That one was beautiful.
I still think that one is the sculpt on it is still lacking a bit, but I think yeah, it's significantly better than the first one.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah,
Way
way better.
better.
Not even close. The first one is
Yeah, more
garbage.
faithful to the show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think the head sculpt could do with a bit more work on the Scorpius. I think if you compare it directly to screenshots from Camp Cretaceous, it still does not look any. It still doesn't look right at all.
It's not as ugly still. Yeah.
It's still not as ugly. No, if anything, it's ugly. It's weirdly. No, it's more monstrous, but it's not ugly.
Hmm.
It's got that very shrink wrapped look, and it's got those
Yeah.
very like prominent margins on its fenestra and stuff, and it just does not look right to me. The
Yeah.
proportions on his head also do not aren't correct. I've compared them; they do not look right. Um, but other than that, I think the paint job on that one's pretty good. I think the sculpt on the body is pretty good. I think proportion wise, way better than the original. It's a solid
Yeah.
figure. I just think that the head sculpt could be slightly improved. That's my only gripe with that one.
And it's like really pre-posed on that particular one.
That too.
But you can't really get another pose out of it.
Speaking of hybrids, moving on to the Jurassic World Reimagined line, right? We were all
Hmm.
very optimistic about this line when it first started. I think we still are. I think we've gotten a lot of real figures, and that's continuing on to 2025, 2026.
Yes.
This year specifically, we're getting 3 different SKUs that we already know of. We're getting a real feel Triceratops based on the Kenner one. We're getting a real feel Indoraptor, which has this gold patterning all over a black body. We've also
Hmm.
got the Velociraptor Motor Pursuit pack, which has 2 Velociraptors, a bike and human figure based on the Lost World Kenner line,
Yes.
and all of these are real feel figures. So that's really great. I don't have the image of the Indoraptor here, but I think you can find it circulating online. We just don't have an out of box image yet.
And also in the Jurassic Play app. Yeah. If you would
Yeah.
just look on there.
So, what are your thoughts on each of these SKUs?
I really like the Triceratops. I think that the photo here doesn't have a painted beak, but the
No.
production one that they use for Beyond the Gate seems like they have, a painted beak on it. And that's
Okay, good.
actually a pretty good figure. It looks good.
I
I
think the
like the
only
rail feel
issue is
dinosaur.
that it's relatively small, I've heard.
Still, yeah,
Yeah.
it went backwards.
Yeah, but the thing is, we did technically get a real feel Triceratops as like the perfect Triceratops in terms of habitat defender, and I think you can still get that one for a pretty good price.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, because that one was on clearance for a bit on Amazon. It has gone back up since, but that
Okay.
one really, honestly, the best size. It looks like the one we got from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it does.
That was a fun toy.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
Yeah,
But it's also
but
nice
this one's
to
fun.
get a Kenner one. Yeah, this is based on
Yeah,
the first year Kenner one.
yeah. The color
Um,
looks like Kenner one, and then I really do like when Mattel make the real feel because we're
yes.
getting a whole bunch of them really
Yeah,
already. So
I do
that's
really
pretty
like it.
nice.
Yeah.
But
Um,
the mm-hmm.
yeah, in terms of the Raptor pack, right?
Ugh,
I
why?
like the bike. I like the human figure.
Yes,
I like the accessory that comes with blue. We're staying positive
yes,
here.
yes.
Let's go move on to the negatives. I don't like either of those 2 Raptors. I think the red Raptor is better looking than blue, but
Yes.
even then it's not the best sculpt,
No.
and we really could be making use of the catalog of Kenner Raptor paint jobs here
Oh, absolutely.
instead of doing our own red Raptor and white
Yeah.
blue Raptor thing at this point. Um, yeah, I can understand them renaming this to be like an Owen and blue Raptor pack kind of chase kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because marketing wise, that makes more sense. Kids only know about the 2015 movie scenes,
Right.
so I understand them doing that, right? But I think for collectors, I think it's great that we're finally getting the motorcycle from Kenner, basically.
Hmm.
And the fact that we're getting 2 Real 4 Raptors, I think it's fine. I just don't like the paint schemes at all.
And I'm surprised we even got Velociraptors versus Astrosiraptors because like how
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
kind of gave the Velociraptor backseat like they did with Triceratops when they pushed up Sinoceratops and the Pseudoceratops.
yeah.
So it's a surprise.
I think
This set,
Velociraptor and T-Rex both just sell enough
yeah,
where it's like, irregardless of how many you sell, people are still gonna be interested in those two.
No, yeah, yeah. But this set, I got it on sale, I believe $24.
Is it out already?
No, not yet. Pre-order. It's
Yeah.
out for first of the year.
Okay.
Um, I I don't know. I don't really care for the set,
I
honestly.
don't
I'm
really
just
care
getting it.
for it
Yeah,
either.
I'm just getting
I
it just
like the
because.
motorcycle. Other than that,
Mhm.
I'm not that interested in either of the Raptors.
Yeah, no, not, I feel like they could have had
And
anything else
yeah,
than Raptors. But being that it's tied in with Owen, maybe they have to bring out the Raptors.
maybe they have to be very blue. The question is why they brought out this red Raptor.
Yeah, I feel like right, for being reimagined, we could have painted like Cyclops. We could have painted like Chaos Effects.
Yeah.
There's like you said, there's many Raptors
And
in the
yeah, I think that's what
catalog.
we've been talking about a lot recently. It's the fact that the reimagined line, yes, we're getting stuff like the reimagined Indominus, which was great,
Yeah.
and this new reimagined Kenner Triceratops.
Yeah.
But there's an entire repertoire, an entire archive full of past Jurassic species, past Jurassic toys from Kenner, and even Hasbro, right? Some of the Hasbro Jurassic
Right.
Park free
Right.
colors, people have nostalgia for stuff like the Camo Extreme Spinosaurus and T Rex,
Yeah, that could have
stuff like
been.
Chaos
Yeah.
Sphere, like Chaos Effect, like paint jobs.
Yeah.
All of those could be used at this point, especially when you're doing such crazy paint schemes like that Velociraptor from that Nedry set,
Do
or
you
from that
think it's
Cutler set.
meant do you think it's meant to be the Jurassic Park Raptor color?
What the red?
Yeah. And they just kind of didn't do it
Oh
correctly?
God! So if it is, they've
Could it be? Because the
uh
Therizinosaurus was kind of that color, the new set with the Giganotosaur.
yeah. I see
So
that.
I don't
I do see that actually.
know
Wait,
if it was meant to be, but we kind of missed the mark.
they could have wanted to do it, but they didn't want to do paint over it.
Yeah,
So when they put
mold it.
like the really bright beige onto dark brown plastic, when they couldn't put the beige over the dark brown plastic,
Yeah.
they decided to probably turn it red. And if that is actually what's happened,
Yeah,
just
like I
purely because it looks
wonder,
better. I doubt that if you made a dark brown raptor with zero counter shading, it would look good. So I can kind of understand them doing that if that's the case. But if you're
possibly. Eh,
yeah, and if you did bright orange, it would also look really weird. To be fair, this is like
yes.
this is the best possible paint scheme if you weren't going to use counter shading at all, basically, other than the lower jaw.
Right.
Like if that is the case, if that is really the reason why they decided to do a red raptor, fine, I understand that. I think that's pretty cool looking. Versus if we had a plain like bright orange or plain brown
Yeah.
kind of raptor with zero counter shading.
Maybe they meant to
Maybe that's the
try.
reason.
And like you said, like we try all the other colors and this
Yeah,
one looks
maybe then.
most, ooh, still a really
Still,
bad looking set.
yeah, it's pretty rough.
For $35.
I'll be
Yikes.
completely honest. If it didn't come with blue and it just came with the red raptor, I think it looked better. I think the blue makes
Yes,
it look really bad. That blue
yes,
stands out like a sore thumb, and it just makes it look
yes.
terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the point we're trying to get across is Mattel really needs to start digging into their repertoire of Kenner figures and their Hasbro figures to find some more interesting paint schemes that would actually evoke some nostalgia versus these
absolutely.
figures, which really do not do very much except for that motorcycle.
Yeah, the motorcycle is cool, but it's just right, like you said, to be reimagined. I thought the whole
Yeah,
concept was to let's explore what if Kenner still, were to do this. So,
yeah.
yeah, they have a lot of
Or
different
what?
stuff
No, more.
back
What if
catalog.
we did the Kenner toy line and
Yeah,
had some of the
yeah,
Kenner
yeah,
designers on our team, kind of thing? It seems like,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, majority of the line is always fun. Reimagine, I
yeah,
have always enjoyed. The only one
yeah.
I had a little iffy thing was the helicopter set.
The helicopter set and I think the Nedry set I have issues with, but other than that, I
Oh
think
yeah,
most of this line is pretty good.
yeah. I wish they would make some more hatchlings.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, actually, it's interesting because we mentioned the hatchlings. These hatchlings are
Mhm.
now coming out in its Photo Super Colossal line.
Yes, yes.
So if you buy a Trosraptor or a Spinosaurus, I believe either of those should come with both of the hatchlings, which is
Yeah, with less
interesting.
paint though. The little Triceratops no longer has paint on his horns.
Ah, Great, of course. That's I mean, it's an accessory. It's not meant to be an actual figure at
Yeah,
that point.
right, right,
So
right.
yeah,
And it still looks cute.
it still looks pretty good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that I think that about sums up what we currently know about the Jurassic World Survival Toy line. I think it's a pretty interesting line. I think the concept behind it is pretty cool. I think the
Hmm.
execution is very 50-50. We've had some sculpts that look really good. We've had some sculpts that look absolutely terrible, with absolutely terrible paint schemes. Some of the sculpts have looked very accurate, but are just missing the mark because of the mutations. And I think at that point, we're going to have to consider whether or not we want to have them keep the mutation theme because I think it helps reinvigorate the line, but it also hurts some of these really cool looking sculpts that they kind of have already. What are your
Yeah, no, but
thoughts?
I agree. No, I agree. Like you said before, in between movie lines, I can see us getting something different like this to kind of like
Keep the line
refresh the
alive.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because I mean, how many times can you buy the same Triceratops, the same Rex,
Yeah.
the same Raptor? So I can see, I can see what they're doing, but at the
And
same
technically, they
time,
have come out swinging. They are doing
mhm,
some of the more popular species in this more mutated look. We got
yes,
Carnotaurus, Triceratops is coming. You've got
yes,
Pteranodon. Like technically, we have had some pretty cool species already, like some of the main seller species here,
yeah,
Stegosaurus
no,
even.
yeah, no,
So
I think it's great.
they
Yeah, I
are
think it's
trying
great.
to basically a mainline reimagined kind of look here,
Yes, yes, and
and I think it
hopefully,
yeah.
it doesn't stick around more than a year.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I don't know how I can go forward with this going forward.
No, I think some of them are pretty good. I think I'm gonna wait until I think I'm gonna wait until they go on clearance for some of these guys, or
Yeah,
just outright skip on some of these. What's it called? Spectral Venator, especially. I have zero interest in it.
yeah, yeah. No, that one. Um, yeah, no. The toy line overall, I'm excited for it. I will
Yeah,
say
I'm looking
they're
forward to seeing
doing
these on the
better.
shelves.
Yeah, and then the Decos has been much better on the toys, so that's cool
Yeah,
too.
I think the deco has improved, especially
Yeah.
versus Dominion. I think
Oh
Dominion has
yeah.
some pretty good ones, but like I think the overall deco direction is improving. I think they're learning from
Yeah.
their mistakes. Some of these Spectre Venator could be improved.
Oh, absolutely.
Other than that, Spectre Venator, Gorgosaurus, I think are the prime examples of really bad paint jobs.
Yes.
But other than that, I think they're improving overall.
Yeah, which it's good. It's good. I mean,
8 years into the line, they should
no,
be
8 years
doing
in the
better.
line, but they have improved a lot.
Yes.
We will say like the legs have gotten smaller.
Yes,
I mean,
the
not
feet
the
have
legs,
gone
the
smaller.
feet. Yeah,
I don't
and then
think
the
the image we have
tails
on
have
screen for
gotten
the Raptor
longer.
is doing our point for justice, but most of them
Definitely
have
not.
improved. Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at the Raptor still, and hopefully they were trying to make the brown Raptor. Who knows? And that's the thing, though. Beyond the gates, they cut it down so much. Now
Ah,
it's just
yes.
a guy taking photos versus show me what inspired this toy. Not I.
Yeah.
The photo taking is just we don't need every single person every
Yeah,
episode taking photos.
we have mentioned this before. They
Yeah,
really
so
do they are pushing the whole creator edition of Beyond the
yeah,
Gates.
I mean it's a cool concept. Don't get me
We've had a
wrong.
stop motion guy already. Other than that,
Yeah,
they've all been canned fog and lighting effects, and I respect
yeah,
some of these content creators, but I think we are getting tired of them. I think we much rather have
yeah,
the Mattel designers come on board and talk about what their actual inspirations for these toys were,
right. And
how they're
how
designing
fun is
them.
that? Yeah, to hear like, oh, this inspired this, or
Yeah,
I was a collector myself,
yeah,
Kenner, so this inspired. Like it's
yeah.
kind of cool. Versus,
Even if
so
they're
here,
lying, right? I don't care if they
yeah,
lie. At least
but
tell at least it's forcing them to maybe reflect on what choices they're making here. Because
right,
some of
right.
these some of the reimagined figures. Okay, the Giganotosaurus versus Xenosaurus set, right?
Yes.
Like I don't know what the inspiration here is. I yeah.
I don't know how we even got there because I
I
feel
don't
like
yeah.
that set could have been in the regular color. Even let's just say you have to release it with the Chaos Theory season 4, it would have been
Mm,
fine. But it's just the randomness of it all.
yeah.
Um, it's a fun set. I did end up getting it, but it was on sale.
Yeah.
I think I paid 65 or 60. it's a fun set. I like the Giganotosaurus. The Therizinosaurus,
It's
they
interesting, yeah, that they've
funked it.
chosen to market as real fuel, and then the Ferrocenosaurus is not real fuel. It's just a Giga.
Yeah, like you should have just did both. But
Yeah,
yeah.
strange. Um, so in next episode, we're probably going to be looking at how the Jurassic toy line's been evolving over the years. We're going to talk about anything that's relevant at
Hmm.
that point in time as well.
Hmm.
If there's anybody listening in who would like to give suggestions as to what you'd like to see compared across the
Yeah,
toy line from 2018 to now, we're very much open
absolutely.
to suggestions. Please leave it in the comments below. If you have anything you'd like us to talk about in terms of how the toys are being made, what our thoughts are on different aspects of the toy line, please let us know in the comments. But other than that, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for your time, everybody.
Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
All right.